Alright, the next set of problems, they give us 3 points and they ask us to decide whether or not the points are the vertices of a right triangle. Okay? So, sometimes when you look at it, you're like, well, I don't know. You don't know what else to do. How about you sketch the points? It just takes a second. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 1. I'm going to call this point A, B, and C, just for fun. This is point A, and then there's point B, which is over 1, up 1. Then there's point C, which is over 0 and down 4. Okay? So, this isn't like the perfect graph. But there's only 2 choices on your answer part. It'll be yes, it's a right triangle, no, it's not. Okay? Anyway, I'm not sure it looks so much like one, but sometimes, my graphing's not that good. So, to figure it out, I think what they intend for you to do is to find the distance between each point and see if any of them go a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. And you can do that. I think it's a little shorter to figure out, are any of these lines have slopes that are perpendicular to each other? Because if that's true, then it's a right triangle. Do you remember slope is change in y's over change in x's? Rise over run. This is how you find slope, right? Alright, changes in the y's over the changes in the x's. So what I'm going to do is just find the slope of every line here. If any of them, remember, if 2 slopes are perpendicular, that means they're negative reciprocals of each other, okay? So first of all, I'm going to find the slope of AB. M is slope, okay? The slope of AB. So remember the formula says changes in y's over changes in x's. So here's AB. So I do the y's first. Just start with A, -1 minus the by, so it would be -1. And then over the changes in the x's, so -5 minus 1. So this would be -2 over -6, which will just give me positive 1/3. That's the slope of line AB. Let's find the slope, this was point C here. Let's find the slope of BC. Slope of BC. Okay, so here's B and here's C. Remember, you do the y's first. So 1 minus -4 would be 1 plus 4, and then 1 minus 0. So this will be 5 over 1, which is just 5. Okay, these are not reciprocals of each other, or negative reciprocals. And lastly, the slope of AC. So, and just the differences in the y's, so -1 minus -4, which would be -1 plus 4, over -5 minus 0. So this would be 3 over -5, or -3/5. Well, the numbers are a little bit related, 1/3 and 5 and -3/5, but they're not negative reciprocals. The negative reciprocal of 1/3 would be -3. The negative reciprocal of 5 would be -1/5. The negative reciprocal of -3/5 is positive 5/3. None of these are perpendicular to each other, so I can say, therefore, not a right triangle. Alright, let's try it again, okay? So we're going to call this A, this B, this C. Now, if you notice, I didn't use my graph that much, but it's kind of nice to, I don't know, I kind of like a picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's A. And point B is -310, so I'm going to say that puts it way up here. And point C is -19, which I'm going to say puts it like right there. Okay, -1 up 9. So my picture looks kind of like this. I don't know if that looks, it kind of looks like a right triangle, but you just don't really know till you go ahead and just do a real quick test of the slopes. So the slope of AB will be equal to, remember, it's the changes in the x's, so I just go the first minus the second. So 6 minus 10 over -5 plus 3, because it's -5 minus -3. Alright, so this is -4 over, what would this be, -2, which is just 2. Then I'll go the slope of BC. Remember, it's, so B minus C, so for the y's first, so you go 10 minus 9 over -3 plus 1, which would be 1 over negative 2. All right, actually I can stop now. Are these two negative reciprocals of each other? Yes, they are. So that means that side AB and side BC, this is actually the right angle right there. These two are perpendicular to each other. So I can say, therefore, yes, ABC is a right triangle. Sorry, I meant to say ABC. ABC is a right triangle. All right, if the slopes, remember, if they're negative reciprocals to each other, then they're perpendicular. For something to be a right angle, it just has to do that. I know that in the book they kind of suggested we use distance formula. That was the application here, but you all had to have had Algebra 1 to be in here. So remember slope formula? Officially the slope formula is this. It is, if you have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. I've been doing it like this. I've been saying x1 minus x2 over y1 minus y2. Okay, and that's how you find slope. Differences, okay, scratch that. What did I do wrong? It's supposed to be rise over run, Puckett. All right, so let's try again. So differences in the y, so y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Okay, that is the formula for slope. Not this. It's y's over x's. Remember, rise over run. So y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So if they give you 2 points, that's how you find the slope. If they're negative reciprocals, then they are perpendicular to each other. All right, we'll call that done.